Hello, fans of sacrilegious Porsches. So I say this because the very first sacrilegious Porsche was the Cayenne, yeah, the SUV. Everyone was like, "What the heck? Is making an SUV?" But I think that's their number one seller because people want to drive high up, right? They want SUVs. So the second Porsche that was hated by the purists, the sports car owners, was the Panamera Turbo. So now we have a four-door Porsche. But I see these things rolling around everywhere too, so I think Porsche knows better than the fans of Porsche, right? So they know more what the consumer wants than the people that buy just 911s, it seems. I'm okay with it. You know, everyone's doing it, so if you love Porsches and you want a four-door, why not? That's what I say. Anywho, this is a model made by Kyosho, and I'm thinking it's a used model because I'm noticing some weird stuff on the inside of the interior. But let's take a look here. This car in real life was available after 2009. It's still sold today, although it had a facelift somewhere along the way. And they're either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive layouts. And there's also the powertrains, normally aspirated hybrids, diesels. So many variations. First generation is considered the 970 chassis, which was sold up until 2016. And this being the turbo model, it would have a 4.8 liter V8 twin turbocharged engine and making around 500 horsepower. And one article I read online said the turbo would get to 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, so that's pretty much a sports car. I'm not sure if it was an all-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive one though. I would have to imagine the turbos are all-wheel drive, but I'm not really sure. Okay, and this is a heavy car. It's like 2,000 kilograms. So when you factor in that weight, you know, there's a lot of torque and stuff that gets this thing moving. Okay, let's take a look now. So it looks pretty close to those photos to me. I mean, these wheels for sure are definitely accurate looking. These door handles here, yeah, it's interesting. They're not. I don't think they're identical. Maybe they are. It's an optical illusion. There's a little accent there. I don't know what you call those things, but I think it's a blinker maybe on the real car, and then there's a little black here to indicate like I don't know if it's a real vent or a fake vent on the real car either. Some black here on the windows, looks okay. The mirror is a separate piece and it looks good. No additional paint though ever on these blister pack ones. It doesn't really want to roll. There's some friction going on with the axles, so this is a non-roller. Nice treads though, and I can't tell if the tires are staggered. I almost feel like the rear tire is a little bit wider than the front tire. Okay, so nice, it's that screwed together because I was looking at this thing and look at this. I took a cloth to it. Whatever's going on is on the inside surface. So I'm not sure if the previous owner opened this thing up or what, but luckily since it's screwed together I can go and clean that out. Alright, so the back here we got the Porsche writing here, and also that's quite legible, Panamera Turbo, so that's good. The taillights are nice. Well, this is actually different than usual. So you got the red clear plastic, but they printed on top of it some additional graphics. Alright, three-dimensional exhaust tips, although no additional paint in the middle. But I guess it's better to have a little paint than no paint. Back window, there's also some sort of blackout printed on that. This side, I don't see any major problems. Let's see here, we got some plastic ribbing here. This is a casting painted black. The Porsche crest seems like appropriately sized. Clear lenses, and it looks like there's, you know, headlights back there. Some of the paint on that one. Body panel gap kind of seems a little big for Kyosho. I've seen better. Alright, yeah, little indentations. I think these might be vents on the real car. I think a little dot for the sensors. Well, I'm not sure what this is. That could be a contaminant or poorly casted metal. Alright, So the silver paint itself is pretty nice. It's I guess it's not the finest silver, you know, but it's not super splotchy. It looks okay. Seems like the norm. Alright, so we have a black interior with a lot of molded detail, but you really can't see much of it. Raised three-dimensional wiper blades right there too. So what's going on with this? Again, more grime on the window. Got some pretty tall seats in there. Okay. Yeah, steering wheel, center, armrest is there. So, alright, typical Kyosho interior, doesn't seem so bad. I'm not going to tear the interior apart right now, I'll clean it up later. Let's compare it to a couple other Porsches. So I have the other blasphemous Porsche, the Cayenne. So these are the two rebellious yet financially successful vehicles that Porsche offers. You know, to my understanding, they actually do drive like Porsches. I've never driven in one. I've never even sat in either of these vehicles, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about these two? Are they Porsches? Or are they not? I don't know if you're a purist or not. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. I was thinking, you know, maybe compared to some other cars that people might be shopping around for. So these are all going to be by Kyosho. This is an Aston Rapide S. So I think this is the most similar, you know, similar in overall dimensions. They're both quite long, being four-door sports cars. I think I would rather own the Aston myself. Something about the styling of the Aston is just better for me. But please leave a comment. Okay, I think that's enough time. It is possible that you might be shopping around for the Ferrari Family 4 or the Ferrari FF. So now, which is better? Sorry for the slow solar spinner, has a hard time with this much weight. I'm still going to go with the Ferrari. Not really liking the Porsche as much as these other two brands. Kyosho did a good job on this one, I think. It's a good looking model. And then this is a given that I think you're going to pick the other choice. This is a Bentley Mulsanne, which I believe is in a totally different price range. But, I mean, that's a far more regal looking vehicle. Yeah, definitely going for the Bentley on this. So, sadly, for my personal taste, 0 for 3 on the Panamera. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad car. It's obviously quite a successful model for Porsche. And it's not a necessarily ugly car. It's just, I think, there are just other choices out there if you're wealthy. Okay, well, anyhow, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like Porsches, this one was for you. And we'll see you guys in the next review.